Now turning the controls over to Craig Severinsen, our presenter. Please join me in welcoming him.
Awesome. Hi, guys. This is Craig Severinsen, and I think I can actually turn on a webcam here so you can see me. There we go. And the first thing you might notice here is my nifty 1990s headset on. I hope you enjoy that. It's a blast from the past. Well, I'm really excited to be here. We're going to talk about the 3 most essential steps to landing more clients. And we're not going to talk about getting just any clients. What I want to really accomplish today is let's say goodbye to crappy clients that don't pay you on time, right? Let's get really good clients. Let's focus on getting our ideal clients with whom you love working with and who pay you on time. Does that sound good to you guys? So part of the reason I'm really excited to be here is because I've actually been involved with this community for several years. I'm a PR pro, and I've been on the Twitter chats, and I've interacted with you guys, so I know a lot of you that are on the call. And when I scheduled this call with Karen, what I didn't realize was that this is actually spring break for my kids. So I'm a little nervous that I'm going to have a BBC News incident going on here. We might see my kids running around in the background. So when we start the interview, I might just turn, or when we really dive into the bulk of the content, I might just turn off the webcam just so that we don't have any issues. But I did want you to see me. I think it builds a little bit of rapport, and I'm really excited to be with you. So I know in this audience we've got some people that are just starting out, and we have some people on the other end of the spectrum who have been in business for several years. And regardless of where you fall in that spectrum, I think today's content is going to be very valuable for you. As a business coach and a marketing consultant, I interact with service professionals every day, and getting clients seems to be the #1 struggle that everyone deals with. I chalk it up to the fact that getting clients and growing your business is actually hard and it's confusing. So we kind of put it down on our to-do list, but this is the most important part of your business. You need and you deserve to have high-quality clients that pay you well, right? It affects your whole life. I believe that for happiness in your business and happiness in your life, there are 3 aspects that really, really matter. And those 3 aspects are your income, your freedom, and the impact that you have on the world around you. Right? Those 3 kind of different areas really help determine how happy you are with your business and how happy you are in life. And the thing about clients is that they affect every single one of those spheres. They affect how much money you make, they affect how you work, when you work, and they affect your impact on the world. So like I mentioned before, we're not going to focus on getting just any clients. We're going to focus on getting clients that pay you well for your services, so that you don't have to barter, beg, or negotiate. We're going to focus on getting clients that allow you the freedom that you want, so that you can work when you want to, how you want to. And we're going to focus on getting clients that give you a great impact, so that you can make a difference not only in their life, but in the world around you. Ultimately, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing in new clients, and we're going to start today. Everything we talk about today, one of the things about me is I really like boots on the ground, take action. So that's really what we're going to be focusing on, is things that you can put into practice today to start bringing in new clients. Now, I do want to point out that while these steps that we're going to talk about are simple, growth normally requires change. And that's another reason why it's so hard to get clients. Because when you start to level up your business, or when you start a business, it requires a lot of change, and that is hard. So while the steps are simple, I'm going to challenge you because they are actually kind of hard to put into practice. So I want you to take in the information that we're talking about, and then think about how you can apply it in your business to get more clients. Okay, so that being said, I want to dive in, and I want to give you a little bit more background about me. And Karen did a great job introducing me. But I think I'd love to give you just a little bit more information about where I come from and why this is so important to me, why I do what I do. So we'll start back. I went to school for public relations in a school out in Utah called Brigham Young University. And I graduated in PR, And from there, I went and got my first job at a little company called Edelman Public Relations. I don't know if you guys have heard from them. They're just this, small PR firm. Yeah, I use the term small very loosely there because they're actually very big, as you know. And I enjoyed Edelman a lot, but there's always this itch that it felt like I didn't quite fit in. So I was always kind of looking around to see, what's my next move. And I went to another small company. Again, I use that term very liberally. You may have heard of it, but it's the Walt Disney Company. And I had the great privilege of doing the hardest PR job in the world, and that is begging, pleading with journalists, please come to Disneyland. We'll put you in a hotel if you'll just write a story about us, please. If you can't catch the sarcasm, it was a very easy job. I like to, since we're all PR pros, I can, maybe use this analogy that doing public relations for Disneyland and for the Walt Disney Company, it's a lot like bowling with the bumpers up. Everyone knows it's easy, but man, look at all the strikes you're getting. It's just awesome. It's like you're knocking it out of the park all the time. So I loved Disney. A great experience. I learned a lot, but the thing was I always had that itch. Like I didn't really know why, but I wasn't content. So I decided to go from Disney to the nonprofit sector. And that's where I really started opening my eyes to other aspects beyond public relations. I really started looking into the sister components like marketing and fundraising and everything else. And while I was there, I was very successful traditionally, but I still just wasn't quite happy. And because I was so successful, other nonprofits started coming to me and started asking me what I was doing. They started asking me for advice. And before I knew it, I was consulting around town, and I knew what I had to do to scratch that itch, and that is to be a business owner. So I set up shop as Brightworks PR, and I discovered the immense joy and the immense frustration that is being a business owner. And during that time, from there for about a year, I was just scraping by. I remember my birthday came around that year, and it was the most depressed I'd ever been. There was no clients, there was no extra income, there was no time, and I was just kind of beating my head against a rock. And I did get clients, but they were all the wrong type of clients. I really didn't enjoy working with them. And I hit rock bottom. And the thing about rock bottom that no one tells you about, well, they never put it this way, is that when you hit rock bottom, it actually becomes kind of a foundation for you to push off of. So hitting rock bottom, all that stress was actually one of the best things that ever happened to me. Because while I was there, I decided to take a really good look at my business. And what I decided was I was going to master marketing and sales so that I could grow my business. And what I discovered in that process was that there's a lot of really simple things that we need to put in practice as business owners in order to consistently get clients, but that most of us don't do it. And they also don't teach it in school. School is really geared towards getting you to be a good practitioner, not a good business owner. So once I started putting these things in practice, I saw a lot of growth. My business began to grow. My bank account began to grow. The relationship with my family improved. My stress levels went down. I finally had the life that I was trying to live that whole time, and I finally had the business that I always wanted. And so that kind of blood, sweat, and tears, that journey that I went on is what I'm bringing to you today. I started a coaching program called the Land More Clients Coaching Program because I wanted to help people just like you to grow your business and get more clients. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to dive in. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the webcam and so we can focus on the content. And, when I'm in a webinar, I am tempted to copiously take notes. And it kind of takes away from the presentation. So I don't want you to worry about missing out on any of this. I want you to completely focus on the conversation. So I have a special bonus offer for you, and that is my personal notes. I have them all typed up. They're ready to send out to you. If you would like a copy of my notes that you don't have to take notes, you can just focus on the conversation, then this is what you need to do. Just go to your email right now, and I'll give you a second to do that. Open up your email. And then when you get in there, just shoot me an email. The address is Craig, C-R-A-I-G, at brightworkspr.com, Bright, B-R-I-G-H-T, works, W-O-R-K-S-P-R.com. And in the subject line, please write, send me your notes. And actually I have a slide here. There we go. And you don't have to put anything into the body of the email. Sometimes people like to, and so if you want to put something in the body, send me a joke and make it a good one, right? No dad jokes. I'm a dad. I love dad jokes, but I don't want dad jokes from you. I want good jokes, okay? But you don't have to put anything in there. So again, it's Craig, C-R-A-I-G, at brightworkspr.com. Okay, you guys ready? Let's dive in. Step number one to landing new clients is to fix your mindset. That might not be what you were expecting step number one to be, but it is absolutely the number one most essential step. In fact, I believe having the right mindset is about 80% of the work for having a successful business. The reason why is because everything you do in your business is connected to how you view yourself and your relationship with your business. When you have the right mindset, you can literally do anything you set your mind to. But on that same note, when you have the wrong mindset, it'll stop you in your tracks. You're going to self-sabotage. You're not going to move forward. One of the best ways to illustrate this is actually the history of the 4-minute mile. It was once thought that it was humanly impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. No one had ever done it before, and the belief of the day was that no one would ever do it. But the fact that it was impossible didn't stop people from dreaming and trying as hard as they could to do what was considered impossible. In 1954, there was an English runner named Roger Bannister, and he broke the 4-minute barrier with a time of 3 minutes and 59 seconds. So just 1 second. 1 second. And that's all it took. Because 45 days later, a second person broke the 4-minute mark. And it just kept continuing until today. The record for the fastest mile is 3 minutes and 43 seconds. So what was once considered impossible is now the standard in distance running. What you think is impossible really is impossible, and what you think is possible is possible. Your mindset determines everything. Your 4-minute mile may be getting clients. Is your mindset holding you back? That's the question. And there's an easy way to tell if your mindset has ever held you back. All you have to do is ask yourself this one question. Have I ever procrastinated? See, what we're talking about when we talk about procrastination is actually we're talking about fear. Fear of being rejected, fear of being judged, fear of failing. You know, you're comfortable where you're at. And fear most commonly manifests itself through procrastination. When you resist doing something you know is going to grow your business, it's because you're resisting something about yourself. Procrastination is simply fear showing its ugly face. Yet when we can overcome procrastination, that's when all the best things start to happen to us. That's when we get those golden clients. That's when we value our services, and that's when we start to charge a good price for our services, right? Here are just some of the benefits of overcoming fear and overcoming procrastination. Okay, one, you feel very confident about yourself and about your business. You don't second guess yourself, and you step fully into providing just amazing work for your clients. Two, you actually get stuff done, and you cut out time-wasting activities, right? You can clearly see what is going to move you forward and what is a waste of your time, and you're going to focus on the tasks that make a difference, right? And then you can spend the rest of your time doing the stuff you love. That's why people have time to go golfing or to spend time with family or to do puzzles or whatever it is that you like to do. It's because they can focus in on those things that really make a difference and then cut out all the fat, all the stuff that doesn't matter. 3, when you overcome fear, you can serve your clients on a deeper level, and that results in bigger and better opportunities. Your confidence allows you to start focusing on helping your clients achieve really awesome things, and those accomplishments lead to referrals, clients stick around longer, and that just leads to bigger, better opportunities. It's kind of like a cycle, right? When you overcome fear, you can really serve on a deep level. And lastly, your clients are going to be more enjoyable to work with. They're going to appreciate you more, and they're going to pay you better. You attract what you are. So if you want better clients, you have to increase your own capacity to work with better clients, right? So the bottom line here is that your mindset sets the pace for your income. It sets the pace for your level of happiness. It sets the pace for everything. So this is the tough question. We just went over why mindset is so important, right? We're like, yeah, it's the basis of everything, but what exactly is the right mindset? Okay, there's 2 concepts that I really want you to embrace, and when you do, you're going to fully overcome fear. You're going to fully overcome procrastination. And those 2 concepts are, 1, you are not your business, and 2, you are good enough. Okay, and we'll look at both those items very quickly. First, let's start with you are not your business. Let me just say that it is possible for someone to like you and not like your business, right? It's possible that they want to do, the opposite is possible as well. They want to do business with you, but they don't like you personally. It's important that you understand that regardless of if someone wants to work with you or not, you have an intrinsic value simply because you are a human being. You're important, regardless of what people think about your business. And if someone rejects your service or they reject your business, it's an opportunity for growth and change. It's not a personal attack on you. In fact, when we fail, that's how we find success. It's much better for you to fail quickly and learn what works than to sit in ignorance for years, be doing something that's not working. When you fail, you know that you've done something wrong and you can fix it. And that's how you go from $0 a year to a multi-million-dollar business. And that's why I always talk about, if you go outside this webinar and look me up, you're going to see a phrase everywhere. And that's fast, focused, and imperfect action. Right? That's the difference between a dream and reality, is taking that action and failing and learning and then moving forward from that. It's important to learn how to separate your worth as a person from your business. It's not productive to attach yourself in that way to your business. And it's true, you're not your business. You own the business, and your job is to make sure that the business makes money. Right? That viewpoint, when you make that shift, that's going to allow you to objectively make decisions that grow your business and make you more money. It also ensures that you and those you love are happy no matter what happens inside of your business. Okay, the second concept, you are good enough. This is sometimes referred to as like imposter syndrome. It's basically where you feel like you're not good enough. It's like that story where the emperor has no clothes on. You put yourself out there and you're afraid that people are going to discover that somehow you are a fraud. And that's just not true. As long as you're dedicated to becoming the best you can be and serving your clients in an authentic, I can't spit that word out, authentic way, you are good enough. Sure, you're going to improve, you're going to get better, but right now you have the skills to provide a valuable service and you deserve to be paid well. Some people aren't going to be your cup of tea, and that's fine. But right now, as you are, you provide a valuable service, and you're only going to get better. And if you're already running a business, what is that thing that's going to take your business to the next level? And I bet you that those same demons come chasing after you again, right? You're scared again. What if I put myself out there? What if I take my business to the next level and I lose everything I've created? Well, you got to stop apologizing for yourself, and you got to do the best you can. It's good enough. And if it's not good enough, you're going to fix it. right? It's a process. It's not an event. So be open, be authentic about who you are and what you do, and those who choose to work with you will love you for that, and they'll continue to work for it. As you could tell, Disney is one of my heroes, and he has a quote. He says, "We have the confidence in our ability to do it right, and we work hard to do the best possible job." I want to echo that. You just need to have confidence in yourself and then work hard to do your best. And that's enough to succeed. That's enough to get more clients. You know, regardless of if you're getting your first clients or you're getting the highest paying clients you've ever had on a deeper level, you've got to embrace those two ideas. You're not your business and you're good enough. When you embrace those, you can start speaking to your clients from a place of confidence and inner strength. And that alone is going to be a game changer in your business. Right? Imagine if you got out of your own way. Imagine if you were 100% focused on activities that really matter. Imagine if you woke up every day excited about your life and that you were truly happy. What would that mean to you? Having the right mindset and overcoming fear is how you get those things. You get that life you want, that life where you're serving fantastic clients, where you get paid really well, and where you feel like you're making a difference. Your mindset is where you start to build that life. Okay, so that was step number 1, fix your mindset. Let's move on to step number 2, which is to develop a results-oriented marketing message, or I call it a ROM. Right now, with step number 1, we got you into the right mindset. Some of you really needed to hear that, and some of you were like, okay, that's good. This next stuff is probably for everybody. And it's probably stuff that you tell your clients even. But we need to make sure that we're applying it to ourselves. You're probably thinking, I want clients, I want them now, I'm ready, let's do it. Okay, awesome. Before we can get new clients, you have to get the attention of potential clients. And as you know, it's a noisy world. And if we try to market to everyone, no one is going to hear you. And that's why the only way to get your potential clients' attention is by crafting a really good results-oriented marketing message. Having that ROM solves the number 1 and number 2 mistakes that almost every entrepreneur makes. The first mistake is that they try to market to everybody. And the second mistake is that they build their products, or in our case, you know, since we have services, our packages, before we find an audience, before we have our ideal market really identified. These are mistakes that massively successful companies don't make. Those companies are the Nikes, the Apples, the McDonald's of the world, right? They've got their message and their niche just down. And getting your marketing message right is the foundation to every other marketing activity. This is how you stand out of the crowd. This is how you get people to raise their hands and ask to work with you. This is how you develop a reputation. And when your reputation spreads, you're going to bring in new clients consistently and easily, right? Because your reputation is going to do the work for you, the heavy lifting. When you have a results-oriented marketing message, your entire marketing strategy becomes aligned. Your marketing message becomes a giant client-attracting magnet. And it makes you feel put together, it makes you feel professional, and it also makes your audience, again, more willing to pay higher fees for your services, right? That reputation raises your fees. So what you got to do is you have to think of your marketing message as the front door to your world, right? This is how people first notice you. This is how they first take interest in you, right? Simply put, your marketing message is a way to get your potential clients to pay attention to you. It sets the tone for all your services and marketing activities, but it is not how you do what you do. And it is not every single thing that you do. It's just the front door. It's the thing that gets people to pay attention, right? It's a focused message that instantly makes your client sit up and pay attention to you. And doesn't that sound great? I mean, I want you to be able to walk into any situation and know exactly what to say in order to have your potential clients sit up and take notice. And having a results-oriented marketing message is how you do that. So let's talk about your ROM, right? How you can create your results-oriented marketing message. There are three parts to a really good results-oriented marketing message. The first is the client, right? We also call that the niche. The second is the problem that your client has. And the third part is the result that you provide for your client. So let's talk about all three of those. Let's start with the client. You need to identify a specific target audience. And I understand that that's easier said than done, and I get that. But it's important for you to define just one specific audience. Focusing on that audience is sometimes called niching down. We just said that. And it's the foundation for a massively successful company. You know, if it helps, you can just remember the phrase, the riches are in the niches. It's a very true phrase, and I know you've heard this before, but it's so true, and so few people are actually doing it. If you're having problems getting clients, my first instinct is going to say, let's look at your niche, because 9 times out of 10, that's going to be the problem. So the riches are in the niches. And a lot of people resist niching down because they're afraid that they're going to go too narrow and they're going to miss out on clients. And let me just say that for the most part, there's no such thing as too narrow. If a group exists, then you can probably build a successful business around them. Most entrepreneurs never even get close to being too narrow, not even close. In fact, most of them are too broad. So here's a rule of thumb for knowing if you have a good target audience, if you have a good niche. Just finish this sentence. The people I help are blank. Put your target audience right there in that blank. So for instance, you could say, I help photographers, or I help graphic designers, or I help solo PR pros. That's a really good example. If you can't finish that sentence, or if the answer is just people or business owners, in our case, you're too broad. If you finish that sentence and the person next to you responds with a blank stare, it's too broad. If you finish the sentence and you have to explain further, it's too broad. I kind of feel like I'm doing she might be a redneck jokes right now. If you finish the sentence, I'm probably the only one laughing at that. I make myself laugh a lot, guys. I'm sure you can tell that now. Okay, you want every person who hears this sentence to know exactly who you're talking about and either raise their hand and say, that's me, or to instantly think of somebody that they know, because it's so clear who you serve that they know exactly who you're talking about. Your aim is simplicity. Your aim is clarity. And the more laser focused you get in defining who that client is, the more clients you're going to get. You know, it also makes all of your marketing tactics a lot easier because you know where to find those people the more you know who they are. Okay, let's talk about that second part, which is the problem. We talked about the client. Let's talk about the problem. What is the number one problem that your audience has that you solve? And include that in your message. You're going to want to try and include a lot of problems, but you've got to try and resist that urge, because you want to focus on the single biggest problem, and that's it. Remember, this is your front door. This isn't everything you do. It's just the thing that attracts people into your world. And that door has to be a very focused message, or no one's going to pay attention. You know this. I mean, this is stuff you deal with all the time. And we just got to make sure that we are putting it in practice for ourselves. So for example, let's say that you want to work with wedding planners. Wedding planners have a lot of problems. They could be stressed, they could be disorganized, they may struggle to look professional. You know, we could make that list go on and on. Well, okay, let's say that you are a branding specialist. You could choose to focus on looking more professional, even though you do all that other stuff. So your marketing message is going to be something like this. I work with wedding planners who are tired of looking unprofessional. That's the beginning part of your marketing message. Your services may include the stuff about reducing stress and getting organized so that they can get, you know, the media attention that they're looking for, so that their brand gets aligned. But you're not going to say that in your marketing message because it's just too much. They can't comprehend it. And when they get confused, they shut down. They don't pay attention anymore. And when they don't pay attention, you don't get a client. So choose one problem. That's it. Do a major pain point that you solve and make that front and center, right? So, I mean, you look at me, for example, I help people with a lot of stuff. I help with lead generation. I help with your sales process. I help with tons of stuff. But I focus on getting clients. That's the number one thing I know my clients want, is that they want to land more clients. So that's what I lead with. You need to do the same. Okay, so the third part of a really good results-oriented marketing message is, oh, forgot that, to put that bullet point up there, the result. Okay, so this one is really simple. All you have to do is let your audience know that you actually can solve the problem. It's just a little bit of reassurance that, yes, you know that there's a problem and you can solve it. You don't have to talk about exactly how you do it, because what you do is probably very intricate. There's probably a lot of steps to it. You just have to let them know that, yes, you can do it. It's like a small sneak peek. It's that front door. You're not showing them every single thing you offer. You're just enticing them to find out more. You're piquing their interest. You're luring them in. It's just the front door. And the reason that we do it this way is that we want our message to be super simple, super clear. You want people to understand what your services are and want your services as quickly as possible. And they don't need all the details for that to happen. So if we keep with our previous example of that branding specialist working for wedding planners, the full message might look something like this. I work with wedding planners. There's the client. I work with wedding planners who are tired of looking unprofessional. There's the problem. I work with wedding planners who are tired of looking unprofessional. Here comes the result. I help them get a clean and natural brand that aligns with their mission so they can get major media coverage. Imagine if you walked into a room full of wedding planners and you said that. I mean, your heads are going to turn. People are going to be like, I'm sorry, what did you say? Can I hear that again? How do you do that? I want to talk to you. You know, they're going to get very, very interested in what you have to offer, because your results-oriented marketing message includes the client, the problem, and the results you help them get in a very clear, very concise way that makes them want to pay attention. So what if I told you that you could walk into any networking event and leave with new clients? What if clients asked you if you would work with them? What if you knew exactly what to say to get clients to want to talk to you and learn more about your services? That's what we're talking about. That's what a results-oriented marketing message does for you, is it gets you those items. Okay, we've talked about a lot of stuff here. So before we move on, I just want to review really quickly, make sure we're on the same page. In step one, we talked about fixing your mindset, making sure you have a healthy relationship with your business, and we learned that your mindset is the first step to getting the life and business that you really want. We just finished step number 2, right, which is to create a results-oriented marketing message, or a ROM. And we learned that the marketing message is the foundation to all your marketing activities. That's also, the inner game stuff, the mindset, is the first step you take to get new clients. Your results-oriented marketing message is the first step your clients take to working with you, right? That's your second step, but that's the first interaction that your client sees. And it's really important that you really nail that down. You know, there's so much here, and we could probably do a webinar just on one of those points, or on this next one we're about to talk about. And I just want to acknowledge that in a setting like this, it's just impossible to talk about everything. So we're going to have some time for questions at the end. If you have questions, you know, you can even start throwing them up in the chat now if you want, or just hold on to them and we'll talk about them in a minute. But I also want to tell you how, if you want to go deeper in this work with me and really, you know, talk about a very personalized plan for how you can get more clients, I do have another bonus for you. I help people land clients through one-on-one coaching and through a lead generation system using LinkedIn. So that's my main business. And I have limited spots for both those services, but if you're interested in learning more about how I can help you land clients, then I want to give you 45 minutes of my time for a free one-on-one strategy session. And the purpose of this session is to do a few things. The first is that we want to create a sense of clarity about how to quickly grow your business. Next, we're going to discover the essential building blocks for having the business of your dream. We'll look at your business, and we're going to look at the building blocks and make sure they're all in place. We're going to determine the number one thing stopping you from having all the clients you want. We'll identify the most powerful actions that will move you towards the business and the lifestyle that you want. And you're going to end this strategy session with the excitement of knowing exactly what to do to create the business and lifestyle that you want. And at the end of that strategy session, I'll also answer any questions you have about your business and about getting clients. And if at the very end I feel like it would be appropriate and it would help you to really get phenomenal results, then I'll tell you about my services. But only if you're interested and only if it makes sense. And then I also have another added bonus that when you sign up for the strategy session, I'm going to give you a copy of my exclusive report, 3 Action Steps to Land Clients Now. It's a great bonus report. It's a good companion to this presentation. So if landing more clients and making more money is on your to-do list and you want to explore that more with me, all you have to do is go to my website. It's brightworkspr.com. That's, just like the website, BRIGHTWORKSPR.com. And click on the free section page up in the upper right. And then right there's a link to schedule on my calendar directly. You just have to click that, and then we'll get together and we'll talk about it. There are not tons of spots. It's limited availability, so you don't have to wait till the end of the presentation. You can go right now, sign up at brightworkspr.com, and we'll move on from there. So let's go to step number 3 if you guys are ready. Some of us might be on the website, but that's okay. We'll keep going. Step number 3 is to do more marketing. If you want more clients, you have to do more marketing. I can almost guarantee you that if you don't have enough clients, you aren't doing enough marketing. Now, you may be doing a lot of things you classify as marketing, but the only marketing that counts is marketing that gets you in front of potential clients. So when talking about how much marketing you're doing, it's important that you also consider if you're doing the right kind of marketing. You need both quality and quantity when it comes to marketing. If you want to land more clients, you have to do marketing that actually gets you in front of clients. Quite honestly, mindset and marketing message are rampant, but this one is tricky because lots of times we're doing things we think are marketing that really don't get us in front of our potential clients. And that's a big problem because we think we're doing it when we're really not. So we're going to talk more about that in a minute. But there's another thing that I want to talk about, and that's that a lot of us only do marketing as a every once in a while thing that we put on our to-do list, and then it doesn't happen again until every once in a while later, right? And consistency is the key to getting consistent growth in clients. Lots of times we talk about that feast or famine cycle. Clients this month, no clients next month. Or, a big increase in clients and then a slow decrease over a certain amount of time. That is because of inconsistent marketing. And marketing is so important. As a business owner, you really only have 2 responsibilities. The first is to deliver the best possible service you can, and the second is to market your service. That's it. If you really think about it, that is all you have to do. And if you don't have either one of those pieces, like let's say that you don't have a good service, but you're really good at marketing, that makes you a snake oil salesman, right? That makes you a slime ball if you're really good at marketing and you don't deliver good on services. Let's do the opposite. Let's say you do really good services, but you're really bad at marketing. That means you have the best kept secret, right? You've got a really good product, but nobody knows about it. So you've got to have both of those things. Everything else is secondary. Important for sure, admin, bookkeeping, collecting on bills, important for sure, but your number one and number two responsibilities are right there. Deliver the best service you can and market your services. You have something people want. You have something people need. You can help them with their problems. You can make them look and feel awesome. But if they can't find you, you can't do those things. Marketing is how you get the attention of a potential client. And it's also the first step to solving their problem, helping them succeed, and having a deep, deep impact on their business and on their life. Consistent marketing efforts result in consistent growth. The only way to grow is to have a marketing plan that you work day after day after day. But the good news is once you get rolling, it gets easier and easier to attract and land new clients, right? Once it starts going, you're going to get better at it. You're going to build a mastery over your marketing tactics, and it's going to get easier. So now that I've got you sold on marketing, right, I'm hoping everyone's nodding their head saying, yeah, we're sold, let's do it. Okay, let's talk about what kind of marketing you should be doing. Remember, I mentioned that lots of times we do things that we think are marketing, but it's not really the right kind of marketing. Let's define the right kind of marketing. The right kind of marketing is marketing that actually works. It works to get clients. It gives you opportunities to sell to people. Too many times I see entrepreneurs sit down to work on a website and then call it marketing. Did you know that there's over 900 million websites on the internet? And this stat is old. I'm sure there's a lot more than that. 900 million websites, right? If you spend all of your time creating the perfect website, how many people are going to see it? Like if you're not doing any advertising, you're not doing anything else except for working on the website, how many people are going to see that? I mean, you guys are, you're PR pros. You know that unless we do some PR or we do some marketing or we do some advertising, nobody's going to know that your business or your website even exists. So if your business is literally, your website is 1 in a billion, then why do we spend so much time building a website? And I'm not arguing to get rid of your website or to not work on your website. What I am arguing is that we need to focus on things that actually get us clients. Sure, you need to have a nice website, but why not pick up the phone and call those prospects that you haven't called yet? Why not get in your email and email people that you have been meaning to email for a while, right? Why not get on Facebook Live and start talking about your business and how you can help people? Like, those are things that actually could move the needle forward, right? And that's what I'm talking about. Instead of working on your website, go out and meet people. Pick up the phone, send out emails. Otherwise, you're not really doing marketing. Again, marketing is only really marketing when it gets you in front of your ideal client. And it only will work when it has the potential to make a sale, right? The wrong kind of marketing wastes your time. You feel frustrated when you're doing it, and it turns your potential clients off. On the other hand, the right kind of marketing, it's going to bring in new clients consistently. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to serve your clients rather than sell to them. In essence, you know you're doing it right if you're getting in front of prospective clients. So I want to give you a tool really quick in the last little bit we have here before we take questions that'll help you be able to determine whether or not you're actually doing marketing. So it's a little activity. So this is what I want you to do. Get out a piece of paper or in your head or somewhere. Make a list of everything you did during work hours, your last work day. It could be today or it could be yesterday. But make a list of all the things you did yesterday during normal work hours. And I'm just going to give you a second to make that list. It doesn't have to be comprehensive. Just really quickly jot down a couple things. What did you do yesterday? Okay, I know I didn't give you much time, but we're going to keep moving forward. So keep working on your list. Once you have it finished, I want you to start separating it into categories, and these are the categories. CGA, which is client generating activities. These are activities that get you in front of potential clients, right? that give you the opportunity to land a new client. These would be things like emailing leads, speaking at an event, calling leads, publishing a blog post or newsletter. The next category is long-term value, LTV. These are items that are important to your business but don't necessarily bring in clients. So these are things like accounting, building your packages, writing a blog post or newsletter. And notice that sending the newsletter, actually pushing send or pushing publish on that blog, that's a client generating activity. But writing it is long-term value. Because writing a blog post or newsletter and then never sending it out, that gives you an asset you could, for a time use, versus publishing it or sending it out, that gives you the opportunity to get a client. You see, this is the type of distinction we're going for here. We really want to understand what is it that gets you clients and what is it that's just nice activities or important but not client generating activities. The fourth thing is paid service delivery. We certainly want a lot of that. And then low dollar, LD, those are things like they just waste your time. They're unimportant, but you do them anyways. They're a form of procrastination. They're like that time you were on Facebook reading posts when you should have been calling somebody. I do that all the time. Raise my hand. I'm guilty. So separate your listen to those four categories, and then objectively look at it. How much time did you really spend on activities that generate clients? How much time, seriously, did you spend? Now, if you need clients and you're not spending any time in client-generating activities, is there any wonder that you don't have clients? Is that tough love? Hopefully that's not too harsh to hear. But I mean, it should be eye-opening. If you're not doing client-generating activities, you're not going to get clients, right? Here's a quick rule of thumb for you. If you have no clients, 100% of your time should be in that CGA category. If you've got some clients, 80% in the CGA category. Now here's the trick. If you are full on clients, like you're full, you're booked, you can't take on any more, your retainer is full, 20% of your time should be in client generating activities. You should never stop marketing because attrition happens. Clients leave. For whatever reason, they leave. And so you need to have that marketing machine rolling so that you can replace them. Or if you want to grow your business, scale it to take it to the next level. Okay. So how would you feel if you got clients consistently month after month? If you felt good about your marketing and you could actually see it working? How would you feel if you knew exactly how you can land new clients and what you had to do to make it happen? Doing more marketing and doing the marketing that counts is how you make that happen. If you feel stuck, just start moving, because movement, even if it's in the wrong direction at first, will lead to momentum. And momentum is what causes your business to grow. All right, so those are the 3 steps, guys. First was fix your mindset. The second was to create a killer marketing message. That's what I used to call it. It should say create a results-oriented marketing message. They're both good. You want a killer marketing message as well. And the third thing is do more marketing and do the marketing that counts. Okay? Those are the 3 key items that are the basis to any successful business. And if you don't get those things right, your business isn't going to grow. However, if you master those steps, you're going to be primed for success. So that's the presentation. We're going to take phone calls here. I think we've got about 10 minutes, and Karen can correct me if that's not right, but I think we've got about 10 minutes for questions. And while you type your questions in or while you think about what you want to ask, I just want to invite you again to sign up for that free one-on-one strategy session and get that bonus report, the 3 action steps to land clients now. Those are both at brightworkspr.com. Just click on free session and then the schedule here, and you'll be taken to my calendar. Sign up right there. I'm excited to learn more about you guys. I'm excited to answer some questions. Let's do that.
We are now taking questions from the audience. You can ask your question. I'm unmuting all of your lines right now. And if you are unable to speak or your microphone is still muted, please feel free to type it into the chat box and I will make sure that Craig sees it. Okay, we're looking for questions. Don't be shy. Craig, one of the things that you talked about, and I know that this has come up quite a bit with many solo PR pros, is the client generating activities. Ideally, we all know that we should put it on our calendar all the time, but what's an ideal kind of percentage that we should be spending on client generating activities, assuming that we do have some work, but we want to just keep a steady flow of opportunities? Oh, wait. Sorry, Craig, you're muted. Okay, for some reason, Craig, you're muted too. Bear with us, you guys. We're having some technical difficulties. For some reason, Craig is muted, so sorry about that. Gotta love technology. Okay, I'm so sorry about that, guys. We're trying to figure out how to unmute Craig. Craig, I have no idea what you're saying because I can't hear you either. See if you can unmute on your end because for some reason it's just not letting me do that. BBC News moment. Absolutely. Okay, so what we'll do, folks, because for some reason, I don't know what happened to Craig's audio, and I'm sure it's something on our end that's going a little wonky. If you could please send your questions to Karen at soloprpro.com. I will make sure that we get answers from Craig, and we'll send them to all of you who registered and attended today. I'm so sorry, but as you know, best laid plans, sometimes we do have technical glitches, and for whatever reason, we're having one now, and the system won't let us unmute Craig. So again, please send your questions to Karen at soloprpro.com, and I will be sure to make sure that we get answers for all of you. We want to thank you all for participating today in the call, and we want to remind you that a recording will be made available. It sometimes takes a little bit of time between the end of the webinar and when the recording is finished, but we will make sure to get that out. If you have any other questions, Craig provided his email, craig@brightworks.com, and you can also just contact me as well, and I'll make sure that Craig gets your information or questions. Craig is also on Twitter, and his Twitter address is in the chat box, and that's @Craig_, S as in Sam, E as in Edward, V as in Victor. Please be sure to follow Solo PR on Twitter as well if you're not already doing so. And again, we want to thank you all for being part of this, for participating, for being so active and engaged, and for